The first 5 steps of radical restoration. If you're watching this, it means something in you already knows. Soothing is no longer enough. You've tried the breathing, the grounding, the softening, the emotional processing, and still your system collapses under pressure. Still you outsource regulation. Still you feel like you're performing wellness instead of living it. Radical restoration begins the moment you stop trying to feel better and start rebuilding the system that makes better possible. The first step is biological honesty, not emotional honesty. Biological. You must be willing to see your nervous system as it is, its thresholds, its fragility, its reactivity, its exhaustion. You cannot restore what you refuse to measure. The second step is interoceptive clarity. Before you can regulate anything, you must learn to read the signals coming from inside your body. Not the stories, not the moods, the signals. Heat, pressure, tightness, speed, emptiness. These are data points. This is the language of the insula. The third step is inhibitory strengthening. This is the foundation of sovereignty. Without inhibitory control, the prefrontal cortex cannot regulate the amygdala. Start small. 1 pause before you respond. 1 moment of stillness before you act. Not for soothing, for precision. The fourth step is threshold recalibration. Your system must relearn how to tolerate complexity, sensation, and load. This is controlled, deliberate, structural training, the slow rebuilding of capacity. Threshold recalibration begins with controlled exposure to complexity, not overwhelm. Your nervous system must relearn how to tolerate sensation, load, and cognitive demand without collapsing into shutdown or spiraling into activation. You start small, deliberately, consistently, and with precision. Choose 1 domain where your system typically contracts: sensory input, emotional intensity, cognitive load, or relational complexity. Then introduce a microdose of that stimulus, just enough to activate your system without exceeding its capacity. Hold it for a few seconds longer than is comfortable. Not to push yourself, but to teach your nervous system that it can remain online under mild stress. And the 5th step is network integration. Reconnecting the default mode network, the salience network, and the executive network, so presence, discernment, and agency become possible again. This requires attention training, cognitive load, and metabolic consistency. Network integration begins with attention training, not mindfulness as ambience, but attention as architecture. You are strengthening the anterior insula, the switching hub that determines whether you are in rumination, vigilance, or executive function. Start with a simple practice. Choose 1 point of focus, a sound, a visual anchor, a physical sensation, and hold your attention there for 10 seconds. When your mind drifts, return without judgment. This is not about calmness, it is about network coordination. Next, introduce cognitive load, a task that requires mild effort, sequencing, planning, categorizing. This activates the prefrontal cortex and teaches the salience network to switch cleanly between internal and external cues. Finally, support this work with metabolic consistency, stable glucose, hydration, sleep, and oxygenation. Integration is metabolically expensive, depletion makes it impossible. Network integration is the moment your system stops scattering and starts cohering. It is where presence becomes possible again. Radical restoration is not about calmness. It is about capacity. And this is where you begin.